Natalie, we talk about this a lot. The 90s were our jam, and we are so excited that Hulu is celebrating all things great that happened in the 90s, including the show Dharma and Greg. It is back. Take a look.
I wouldn't have pegged you for a baseball fan.
No, I'm not. I just love to listen to organ music and scream. You know, you can scream anything you want in a baseball game, and it doesn't even have to make sense.
No.
Yeah, watch this. Come on, big guy! Drive your coffee table to Idaho!
Couldn't agree more. We are joined by Dharma herself, also known, of course, as the lovely Jenna Elfman. Good morning, Jenna. How are you?
I'm awesome. How are you?
I am great. You know what? I got to tell you, I said this before. I always look forward to seeing your hairstyles because, one, I loved Dharma and Greg back in the day. You had fabulous 90s hair then. You're still rocking fabulous hair. So many memories for us as we're just seeing that clip there of the show. What do you like to look back on when it comes to being a part of Dharma, Greg, and maybe revisiting it right now?
Wow. First, I'm just so thrilled that all 5 seasons are available to everybody on Hulu now. It just makes me so happy because, you know, parents are sharing it with their kids now. And it's just, Dharma sets such a good example to teenage girls. I just think she's, to all girls, I think she's just a great role model. But I just think the joy that Dharma lived in, and that it's, you know, it just made people giggle and makes them laugh. And she's, you know, she's always so frank, but she leads with positivity. And I just think I'm just so happy it's out in the world again. And we need some good joy right now. We need some optimism. And Dharma is just that in spades. And so I think that was my best memory, was just creating an impact on the world with joy. And humor. It's great.
Oh, I love that. Now, how do we go from that, though, to Fear the Walking Dead, which, but that's what's so great about you, Jenna. I mean, you can really, you've done so many different things across all platforms.
Thank you. You know, doing Dharma and a bunch of the comedies I had done, I was craving, you know, and aging and becoming more mature and having had all these experiences in my life as an artist, I was just creating a new way to express myself. And I wanted to dig into the human condition and express myself as a woman, as a mother. And AMC called and offered me this role on Fear the Walking Dead, and it's been incredible. I'm in my late 40s and I'm having beautiful, chunky storylines to play. My character was a trauma nurse. She, you know, had trauma, loss, found love. And the second half of season 6 returns to AMC April 11th. And there's meaty stories and that I get to portray. And I just feel so grateful for that. AMC is really great with the diversity in their Walking Dead universe. And it's pretty poignant what I get to do. And I'm really excited about it and grateful.
Well, that's what's so great about that show, real quick, just because it is, I mean, it's tough to watch, but it's the storylines, right? I mean, that's why someone like myself who gets kind of freaked out by that stuff, normally it sucks you in because the storylines are so good.
Totally. The humanity of it, I think, is great.
You know, Jenna, you kind of touched on the pandemic and being able to bring joy when we all need it, even though we maybe see a light at the end of the tunnel. I had the pleasure of meeting you a few years back at the Wilson Van concert when, one, you were traveling. Number two, we were going to concerts, standing shoulder to shoulder. Haven't had to do that. Haven't had that opportunity. Different situation. How did you spend the past year away from work? What was the pandemic like for you and your family?
A lot of time in the backyard getting vitamin D and swimming in my pool and figuring out how to homeschool my kids, which I'm continuing to do. And we moved to Austin. It was like, you know, there was a lot of time at home, but it was not just laying around staring out a window. I had to take on that full hat of homeschooling them. And because the virtual learning was not working for my boys. It wasn't something that was fruitful that they were engaging with. So I, by necessity, just had to take it on and I'm homeschooling them.
Wow. Talk about your work with Habitat for Humanity too, because I know that's what keeps you busy as well.
Yeah. I've just always, since I was a young girl, saw the work that they did, and it always just sort of went into my mind as something really great. The homeowners, they have to put in sweat equity. They have to help others build their homes and participate in their own home. And the way they structure the mortgage, it makes good, affordable housing very real. And especially with the pandemic, the female-led households have been hit the hardest because the kids, there's no childcare, no school. The women have to be home, but they have to pay their mortgage or rent. And Habitat really recognizes that and has been really working with those female-led households because a lot of them are essential workers, so they have to keep their job, but then their kids are home alone. It's been a real crisis. For women. It's been intense.
Making difference. Well, you know what? We, of course, want to end back on how people can laugh along with you. I still remember, true story, when my mom saw Dharma and Greg before I did, and she came to me and she was like, you got to start watching this show. It is just the best show about opposites attracting. It's such a feel-good show. And again, we can all check it out. Give people the information again where they can watch it, and of course, how long we can catch the episodes and the seasons in their entirety.
Yet for years now, it will be available on Hulu, all 5 seasons of Dharma and Greg. So you just go to Hulu and find Dharma and Greg, and then you get to laugh.
And then you get to laugh.
Thanks for bringing us joy. We love it. You bring us joy, Jenna.
Good seeing you. Take care, okay?
You too. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.